Well, we're getting started early this morning. The sun's not quite up yet. It's going to be another hot one, so we thought we'd get some hunting in before it gets too bad. A few hours at least anyway. We're going to, well, I think Steve's arranged for us to hunt at a field in Acton. And we're meeting someone else there too, and Brian's coming along, so there'll be 4 of us this time. Little army of metal detectorists, and I'm sure we'll find something. So we're going to meet a new Steve today, and yeah, building up a little bit of a group to go hunting with. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully I'll be able to come home and have a nap this afternoon. I was up at 5 o'clock, didn't get to bed till about midnight last night. So yeah, we'll get a few hours in, and we'll show you what we get. So oddly enough, we're back at the old school that I didn't think I was coming back to. That's where Steve number 2 wanted to meet us, so here we are. He's been here since my last visit and found some more old coins and a couple pieces of jewelry, so I guess this place isn't pounded out yet. There's Steve number 1 over there. Steve number 2 over there behind the tree. Brian hasn't showed up yet. Don't know if he's going to. We expected him around 7:30 and it's past that now. But anyway, I just found what I think is my first decent signal over here, and pulled something out that's a little curious. It wasn't too far down, and it wasn't too high of a signal, about 75. But look at that. Big, huge medallion, metal. Looks like the yin and yang symbol. Definitely not silver. It would have come up a lot higher on the AT Pro. Still an interesting find. I'll clean that off and see if I can get anything else off of it. On to the next one. Okay, I just found a couple of things that are similar but not identical. Not sure what they are. They seem to be made out of copper. Got these little hinge-like things on the back. Yeah. Very interesting. Don't see any fancy on them. I thought when I pull this one out it might be a cufflink, but yeah, interesting. It gave up a kind of a scratchy high 70s signal. And is there anything on the back? Yeah, there's something on the back of both of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're earrings or cufflinks, some sort of jewelry anyway. We'll clean them up and I'll show you more detail at the wrap-up. Okay, Steve thinks he's got a bit of a silver here. It's 89.90. He's also got a AT Pro, but with a big coil on it. 15 centimeters deep. So we're going to live dig this one. Steve's already been lucky today. Got a 45 ore nickel. I love the ground here. It's so soft.
Some spots have some rocks and gravel, but it's not so bad.
Right in the side there.
It's green.
Large cent?
Are you kidding me?
Ah, modern penny.
It's a penny. That's a screamer for
Why is
a
that
penny.
screaming? I guess because it had such patina on it.
Yeah, I find the corroded pennies sometimes come up in the high 80s, low 90s.
Corrosion just gives it a good high.
Probably George VI though, right?
No, it's 1974 Bazinga.
He just called me over again. This time he does have silver. It's definite. Silver dime. King George probably, eh?
See what year it is. 1940.
That's exactly the same as I found, like not 10 feet away from here.
1940.
Good for you, man.
Good shape too.
That's a beauty. Good for you.
Oh, they're still here.
Apparently, Steve number 2 just found a silver mercury dime. It's not too far away from where he found that 1940 Canadian dime. So we'll see. Got a year on that, Steve?
44.
Nice. Oh, that's a beauty.
Look at that, eh?
It's in great condition.
It's in beautiful condition.
Oh my goodness.
It's unreal.
Like, look at the
Oh,
detail
wow.
on the back.
Oh, those coins come up nice. I've only
Good drop.
found one before at 42, and it was very similar
It's almost
condition.
like somebody dropped it yesterday. It's
Yeah,
so nice.
beautiful. Good job. Thought I was recording there, and I wasn't. Just found something that's really old. Steve's cleaning it off there for me. It's too thin to be a coin. Might be some kind of an old token or something. There is some fancy on it.
I don't know. I really can't tell. That's old. Whatever that is, that's very old.
I'll take it over to the other Steve. He might know. Just by looking at it. His eyes are better than mine too. So we'll consult with the other Steve, and I'll record that conversation. He's about 50 yards away.
Well, train tracks are right here.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
what I
penny
was
for
thinking.
size, so
It's not completely round either.
no.
I thought I saw something on it before it dried up.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything.
Yeah, might be an old token or something.
Could be, but yeah. Either a flattened penny or a really old token.
Interesting. Well, we'll clean her up as best we can when we get home. See what it is.
It's round still.
So I just found this. Some sort of a medallion or something with the zodiac on it. It was coming up 8081 on my AT Pro. I just switched over to Pro mode. Steve number 2 has convinced me that that's the way to go, because I don't know if I would have found this otherwise. Not silver or anything, but kind of cool. It's pretty close to the surface. Good find. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up here. Steve number 2 has to go, so we just got all our stuff here on the towel. That's actually Steve number 1's Lamborghini there. Nice little Hot Wheels car. I found 2 medallions today. This yin and yang one here, very heavy, but not precious metal. Then you saw me dig this one here, or at least after I dug it. Still got to figure that one out. And this flattened, what we think is a flattened out penny, but it was about 8 inches down, so I got to really have a close look at that when I get home and see if there's anything on it at all. And just odds and ends and the regular pennies. Not sure how old some of them are yet because they're so corroded. Here's Steve number 2 stuff here. Silver spoon bowl, which is really kind of cool. It's got a little bit of fancy on the end there. And to match that, he's also got a pewter handle, probably from the late 1700s or 1800s. Very heavy. An old house key. And I think probably the prize of the day is this beautiful 1944 Merc. Really nice shape. And you know, what year is that? 1940, right?
Yeah,
1940. And we don't know what this here is yet.
Nope.
But we'll end this button here, which we can't get anything off of. And you said you had, oh yeah, a V-nickel.
V-nickel, 1945 V-nickel. Bucket list crossed off today for that.
Beautiful.
Finally.
Good for you. Yeah, I got quite a few of these in my collection at home, but I've never found one. So that's cool.
Great prize.
So yeah, good job there. And Steve number 1's stuff.
Miscellaneous junk.
A big old hook. Some trash there. Some modern coins. And this cool little Girl Guide button or badge, pin, whatever you want to call it. Still got a bit of a shank on the back. That's cool. And here's Brian's stuff, including what year is that? 1975 nickel, in good shape. And another nickel here. What year?
1986.
1986. And a few pennies and a quarter, and an old school pencil sharpener. Found lots of those things here. So that's a wrap up for today. Turned out to be pretty good. I think some of us are going to continue on here for a little bit. If we find anything, I'll show you. So Brian has his first silver. his first silver ever. It's a 64 quarter. 1964 Canadian quarter. That's going to clean up nice, bud. You got any water on you?
No.
I think Steve does. See if we can bum a little water off him and clean that up right here in the field. We got water right here since it's just finished raining. So we're just going to give this a little rub. There you go. There's Queen Elizabeth right there. Second effigy. Does that say 1964 or 1984? I got some bad news for you. It's not a 1964.
What year?
It's 1984.
Oh, damn, eh? We're not silver then, eh?
Had me fooled just for a second too. Till I saw the effigy of Queen Elizabeth on the front there, and I thought, that's too modern. Nice looking quarter, but unfortunately, we'll have to wait until next time. Well, I'm really liking the Pro mode on my AT Pro. I'm digging with the settings at Pro 0, getting signals I've never heard before. And I don't know if I would have dug this signal here had I been in my old standard mode. I'd like to think I would have, but I'm at a schoolyard and I pulled up a silver quarter. Not sure what the year is on it yet. You can tell it's silver because it's got the first effigy of Queen Elizabeth on the front, and it's a 1953. That's my second 53 this year. It's a beauty. There's the front, and with a little bit of tender cleaning, that'll be a nice silver quarter to add to my collection. I'm going to keep going here. The hole looks deep, but it wasn't that deep. It was in the sidewall, only about 4 inches, and there was some trashy aluminum down there too, so that may have been what was causing the signal to be unclear. I'm going to check this one again, and I'll show you my next find. I just got a honking loud signal here, very strong, but just below the surface. I just dug down, and I'm going to handle this very tenderly because it's got glass on it, and I don't have my glove on. But doesn't that look like the lid to an old jar? I mean, that's got to be what it is. The lid to an old mason jar or something. Now, wouldn't it be nice if that was attached to a jar full of coins from the turn of the last century? I mean, I think that'd be cool. So I'm going to swing over this and see if I can get another signal. Actually, I'll just put my Pro pointer down there. See what I get. Okay, there's something over there. Doesn't seem very large, but it's right underneath that root, so I'm going to have to put the phone down and get back to you. Now, that was just a piece of fence wire over there, but having another closer look at this jar lid, it certainly seems like an old canning jar. One of the ones that are made out of porcelain or pottery, and a crimped lid. Boy, that sure looks old to me. I'm going to put it in my sack and take it home and do some more research on that and see what else I can find around here. Well, I got my second old coin out of this property today. It was a little bit elusive, but finally pulled it out of the hole. It's a 1950 King George VI nickel. Appears to be in pretty good shape. Yeah, look at that. You can see the hairlines very clearly. That'll look good cleaned up. 1950 nickel. Let's see what else we can find. Either a small meteorite has landed here, or somebody doesn't know how to fill in their plugs. That's a huge gaping hole. Don't know why. Don't know what it was used for. That's got to be 2 feet across in diameter. Huge hole. And if anybody comes and complains to me about digging holes, I'll just show them this one. I see something. I see something in the hole. It's tiny. But look. What is it? What is that? It's very tiny. It is a ring, but look how small it is. My goodness. A tiny little ring. It almost looks gold as opposed to silver, and it could be. Could this be my very first gold ring? I don't care what size it is. What do you see in the middle, or in the center of it there? I see some marks. I'm going to have a closer look, get right back to you. I'm going to try and position this so you can see it and get it focused properly. Get some good light on it. So what you'll probably see in there is 10K, a 10 karat gold ring, and the stone is green, which could be emerald. It's kind of dull right now. That's because there's dirt behind it. The light's not getting through, but wait till that gets cleaned up. My first gold ring. Well, this is what this hole looks like, guys. Legitimate coin spill, although they're only pennies. There's at least 3 of them. No idea of the age yet, of course. They are very green. I imagine if one is old, the others are going to be old as well. I'll clean those up in a second and show them to you, but let's see. Okay, sorry, I was interrupted there by a phone call, which happens. Oh, there is more stuff in this hole. There is more stuff in this hole. I'm going to dig with my bare hand, so nobody freak out. I see 1 penny at least in there. It just came out right here. That looks nice and old. And I see another one in there. Why are they all pennies? Here's another one. That's 6 pennies in the same hole. This may be my richest penny hole ever. Let's see if there's anything else in there. There's 6 so far. Oh yes, oh yes. All right, come on, silver. Come on, silver. I'm gonna have to pry this one a little bit. Oh man, there's stuff in here. Somebody lost a pocket full of pennies. I don't know what that is. Is that metal? No, that's not even metal. Maybe it's an Indian arrowhead. The way things are going today, I wouldn't be surprised. It's very thin. Oh, we'll keep that aside for now. There's penny number 7. Oh my goodness, we could be here a while. There's penny number 8. I love this. This is fun. Oh, there's more. Okay, I'm just gonna dig them out and show you when I'm done. Okay, we had a total of 13 pennies in that hole. They're not old. The one I was able to identify was a Lincoln Memorial, so I don't expect these are much older than 1970s. But just so it's not all bad luck with 13, I also got a dime, which is a 1973. So not silver, but 14 coins in the one hole. This hole right here, or even a couple in the plug. Of course, I'm going to check that again with the detector before I'm done, but I think I'm done for the day. So here's Gord. Gord, can you tell us a little bit about the property, a little history on it, do you think?
There's not a whole lot that I know about it, other than I've been here 21 years. I know the house was 25 or 30 years old at least, probably when I came here. So. Okay.
And there might be an original homestead site somewhere on this land?
It's possible there is. I'm not exactly sure about that, but it could be the original. It's a corner piece of property, so
yeah,
it could be.
So yeah, it was a significant property back in the day. It still is. The weeping bed here is in the foreground, but back there we see some nice big old trees. We got what, maybe half an acre up here in the front?
Yeah, about half an acre.
And what about in the back there?
Yeah, there's nothing. We have an acre in total.
Perfect.
Just a little over an acre actually. But
okay.
About half an acre.
And as far as you know, the back is original. It hasn't been backfilled or anything? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Well, we're looking forward to having some fun and finding some history here. We'll show you what we get as we get it.
3, 2, 1, you're rolling.
Okay, so that property didn't pan out too well. We found a 30-06 fired bullet shell, and maybe the bullet that came out of it, because I just got a squashed hunk of lead that looked like it might have been a bullet at one point. But we had fun. We had a good chat with Gord, the owner, and he's a lot of fun. And some days you go fishing and you don't find anything, but you still have fun, you know, just being out and about and with good people, and that's what we're putting it down to. We don't expect to dig silver every time out. It would be nice, but there wasn't much there. I think we got some modern clad and a few, you know, odds and ends. But the main thing is we're out doing it, and we can cross that one off the list. We're going now to a place where I've had some success as recently as yesterday. So we're gonna hopefully find some decent stuff. We got a couple hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours left of the day, depending on whether what time Steve has to be back. But let's carry on, dig some more dirt, and see what we get. So we'll keep you posted. So we just got back to this schoolyard. My very first signal. Just swung the detector once and got an interesting relic. It's a little pin badge. It says Plattsville Minor Hockey on it. So it was about 3 inches down, came up as an 81, 82. Thought it was a penny. It's about the same size, maybe a little bigger than a penny, maybe the size of a nickel. But yeah, that's a good way to start. Interesting relic. I'll keep going and see what else we find. You know, sometimes you dig a target that just, I don't know, for some reason it just kind of breaks your heart. You'll see what I mean when I show you this next find. See, if this isn't a heartbreaker, I don't know what is. Obviously, some young child lost a friendship token or something of that nature. There's a chain, obviously junk jewelry, but certainly precious to the person that lost this, who knows, maybe many years ago. But yeah, I don't know if there's any writing on that heart or not. But yeah, a real heartbreaker. There's a signal down here in the hole. Not sure what it is, but it's big and coiny. Very coinish. Right there. Could be an old quarter. Largie! Got a largie! That was only about 3 inches down. I'm sure that's what it is a large cent. Could be a token. That's kind of contradictory. I'm sure that's what it is. Could be a token. But that's Queen Victoria on the front. Queen Vicky. Steve, get your butt over here. Hold that. Nice. Hold that for a second.
Oh, that's a beaut.
Until I get my little viewfinder out here.
I'll take this.
Yeah. Too. I want to see what date is that. That's a Queen Vicky, and it's in good shape.
That's incredible, huh?
A little field cleaning here on the reverse side where the date should be. Not getting anything yet, but
it's
definitely Queen Victoria.
Doesn't hurt to have a designated toothbrush.
Yep. Oh, yep. Oh, she's a beaut. No damage to it. No gouges. The last Queen Vicky I dug, I put 2 nice gouges on the reverse side.
It's got a good shovel mark to her, I guess, eh?
Yeah, that was a 1901. Oh, this is going to come up nice. Imagine that in this at that depth.
It's just underneath. Had it been what, 4 or 5 inches most?
At the most.
Yeah.
No, the reverse side is pretty smooth, but may eventually get a date off of that. Don't like wetting these because
they're pretty porous as it is.
Yeah,
they can take to rust and corrosion.
Doesn't seem to do much. Okay, does it say Canada or Upper Canada? Well, it would say Canada, of course. Yeah, can't get a date off of that, but that's going to be fun to clean up. So there's old stuff here, Steve.
Fantastic find, buddy.
Thank you. I'm going to work on getting a date on that when I get home. Never thought I'd find a largie here.
Congratulations.
Right on, thank you. Okay, so we got permission at this abandoned property this morning out in the country. There's 149 acres here. It's a home that's not ancient, but there was an original homestead on the property back in the day. The house, as I say, is abandoned. And there's the front yard. The neighbor keeps it nicely groomed, so it's not an eyesore. And there's the field. I don't know about swinging right now in there, but there's a little bit of crop going on. Maybe it's just clover. But that old barn back there is part of the property as well. So we got some work to do here. Haven't seen the back yet, whether or not that's groomed, but there's enough to keep us busy, that's for sure. The farmland goes back for generations, as you might imagine, so it's going to be a real, I wouldn't say a challenge, it's going to be a lot of fun to dig on this property. And you never know what we're going to find, so we'll keep you posted. So my first target on this property, other than a penny that I just found, is this old solid brass clock mechanism. Looks old. Certainly very heavy. You can see the size of it there. I don't see any writing on it. Just an idea of what we might find here. I know what this is. Somebody that lived here at one time owned an Oldsmobile Cutlass. This is the last 5 letters from the emblem for it. Yeah, probably 1970s. Cool find. Maybe the rest is in there. Okay, I'm going to do a live dig here. This signal came up in the 90s, or should say 90, solid 90. And it's not very deep. Could be a chunk of can slaw. Could be a loony or a toonie. But could also be silver. Just gently try and get that out. Still in there. Sorry, I'm just gonna do the best I can with one hand here. Don't want to gouge anything. Where are you? Still in there. No, I don't think it's a coin. I don't think it's a coin. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? It rang up like crazy anyway. I'll clean it up and show you what it is. I called Steve over to see if he knows what this is. Let me know, Steve, what it is there.
If you ask me, I think this is a Beyblade. It's one of those spinning top toys that kids would use.
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes with a little plastic apparatus on top, and you pull a ripcord really hard, and they spin, and they go around a little concave dome, and they just battle into each other. And
oh, I got it. Okay.
Kind of spinning. It's a fun way for spinning.
What era would that be from?
Probably 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not more than 10 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Fairly heavy. Rang up at exactly 90.
Oh yeah.
Perfect 90 signal.
Solid chunk of metal.
That's what it is. Interesting. Okay.
Some
Yeah.
little lad must have lost it.
I guess. Well, you can see what I've been doing for the last half hour. I had no idea why I had a hunch this Coke bottle was complete. And what are the chances? What are the chances that all I saw was about that much of it in the hole. And I thought, yeah, that's a Coke bottle, all right. But what are the chances that it's whole? And here it is, probably from the 70s, I would say. Might be able to trace it from what's on the bottom, but I remember as a kid drinking out of Coke bottles that were fashioned exactly like this. Big, thick green bottom on them. Yeah, that's a classic. I'll take that home.
No
way!
One. Hey, Brian!
No way!
Ring!
No way! Look at that, and I think it's gold.
Oh, that's
Could I get
fantastic.
2 gold rings in 3 days? When did I get that other gold ring?
Had to have been 2 or 3 days ago. It wasn't yesterday, the day before, maybe?
Holy mackerel.
That's fantastic.
It's got a little stone in it. 3 little stones in it. They look like citrons.
Oh no, there's no stones to it.
No stones?
They're falling out.
Oh, okay. No, it's gold.
I think it's gold.
I'm pretty sure it's gold.
Oh, we got some,
you can see it shine.
10 karat gold filled.
10 karat. Oh, gold filled. That's okay.
Gold filled.
That's okay.
Still gold.
It's gold.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than that other one I found.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
I just found another ring. It's a junker, but it's a ring. Again, very tiny. Pink with stars around it. Probably copper or something. Cute little thing. Not on these dirty fingers, but nice ring. I'll take it. Let's see what else we get. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Not more than 20 minutes ago, I found that beautiful little gold ring. And look at this. Look at this. Darned if that isn't another gold ring. This one's got initials on it.
Wow, look at the size of that thing.
I'm assuming it's gold.
That's a big insignia ring, buddy.
I'm assuming, no, you know what? It's a junker.
Think so?
It's not gold, yeah. Yeah, it's gold plated. That's okay. It's a beauty. Oh, when I saw that, I thought for sure that's a gold ring. Yeah, that's a junker. You can see the plating coming off all around the outside. Still, pretty little thing. I mean, most people would look at that and say, hey, that's a gold ring. Wonder what those initials are. JH maybe? Or anyway, quite a day. 2 rings, 2 nice ones. Actually, I found another ring. I know it's a junker, but that's 3 rings for the day. Well, hello again, everybody. It's Kevin from Digging Halton. This is episode number 24 of season number 1. And it was such an amazing week. I had 1 hour and 56 minutes of field footage this week. I had to do some serious editing, obviously. Cut out some live action finds that were more or less irrelevant or less important than the ones that I've actually included in the video that you just saw. So yeah, it took me probably 2.5 hours just to edit this episode. Anyway, had tremendous amount of fun. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Here we go with the final wrap up for this week. So check it out. Leave your comments. Subscribe if you haven't, and let me know what you think. And here we go. Okay, so here we go with the quickest wrap up in the history of Digging Halton, because I know there's a lot of footage here. I started out with like 1 hour and 55 minutes or something of footage. Narrowed it down to what you see there, and it's still too much. But anyway, here's my relic finds for the week. Just a ton of stuff. Nothing too important. A big old organ reed, a pair of really nice vintage cufflinks, or no, just one cufflink that's broken actually. But you can see the gold wash that was on those way back in the day. Don't have a date for you, but really nice to find those. Squashed penny, probably from the railroad tracks. Real old jar lid with a crimped edge on it. Please tell me if you know what era this is from. It weighs a ton, and I'd like to know what this was used for originally and how old it might be. You saw me dig a lot of that other stuff there. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. There's some more relics that I found. The important finds for the week: 3 rings with at least some gold content in them. This tiny little one here, just a gorgeous little ring with a green stone in it. Don't think it's an emerald. Another gold ring without its stones, and a gold, 14 karat gold signet ring, or gold filled at least anyway, and another one that's just costume jewelry, kid's ring. The broken heart bracelet or pendant there. Spendables for the week did pretty good, $11.35 to add to the previous year's total for a grand total of the year, $145.55. Yeah, I didn't display all my pennies. There were just too many. But you can see here from the penny bucket, it's almost full. I weighed it the other day and it was almost 14 pounds. And I'm estimating there are approximately 3,400 pennies in this bucket. $34 doesn't sound a lot, but when you start digging them one penny at a time, it really, it really consumes a lot of time. Anyway, there you go. I'm glad you watched, and please share and subscribe. Send me comments. I love your feedback. Till next week, be good and happy hunting. Take care.